In Sonnet 129, the poet William Shakespeare says that lust does not give any genuine pleasure to a human being. A lustful man does desire gratification in a physical act, but displeasure in the act ends as soon as the act itself has ended. Lust is something which is common knowledge, yet nobody really knows how to keep away from it when it gives no genuine happiness. Welcome to the channel, my dear friends. Today I'm going to explain a sonnet with a new theme. This is Sonnet 129, composed by William Shakespeare. So this is how the poem starts. The expense of spirit in a waste of shame is lust in action, and till action lust. So the poet begins to speak about the nature of lust. He says that in lust, people are spending their vitality. People are wasting their vitality. People are wasting their vigor because of lust, and that itself is a matter of disgrace. That itself is a matter of shame. It is a matter of waste, and it's a matter of shame. Until action lust, and this act of shame, it lasts for as long as lust itself lasts. Until action lust is perjured, murderous, bloody, full of blame. And as long as the act of lust is going on, as long as the physical connection is going on, as long as the sexual act is going on, this topic, this nature of lust, the entire act, it's perjured. That means it is something deceitful. It is something dishonest. It is not true. It is full of deceit. It is murderous. It is so powerful that it can kill a person. It can damage a person. Bloody, full of blame. And it is something that is full of blame. That means a person who indulges in lust, he has nothing but to blame himself for engaging in this kind of activities. And it is bloody. It is murderous. It is treacherous. It is wicked. It is so powerful that it can damage a person. It can destroy a person, the victim of lust. It can destroy that person completely. It is savage, means it is cruel. It is extreme. It is an extreme form of act. It is an extreme form of feeling. It is rude. It is totally crude. It is cruel. It is tyrannical. Not to trust, and it is something, it's a feeling, it's an instinct that cannot be trusted. Enjoyed no sooner, but despised straight. So it is something that is enjoyed for as long as the act is going on, but the moment the sexual act is over, it is despised, it is hated by the person who engaged in that act. Past reason hunted, it is something that has no, lust is a kind of feeling that does not have any reason, and it is hunted. People look for it, people hunt for it, people are always in the lookout. Some people are always in the lookout for engaging in this kind of act, and no sooner had past reason hated as a swallowed bait on purpose laid to make the taker mad. And no sooner had past reason hated as a swallowed bait. So here the poet is comparing lust, the act of lust, to that of a fish which has been trapped by a bait, and it is an act that does not have any intelligence. It does not have any judgment. It does not have any reason. It does not have any logic. Past reason, that means it is beyond reason. It is beyond a person to analyze the feeling, why he is why he feels in that certain way, on purpose laid to make the taker mad. And the person who engages in lust, the person ends up having a kind of madness. He becomes mad, he becomes illogical, he becomes irrational because of this kind of activity. Mad in pursuit and in possession so. A person who is having lustful feelings, he is madly in pursuit of the person that he wants to have a connection with, and in possession so, and for as long as he is possessing this other person, this madness continues. Having, and in quest to have extreme, and and it is something that in having and in quest, that means in the search for the fulfillment of the lust, for satiety, and in this search for gratification, and in the search for this extreme form of gratification, a bliss in proof, and proved a very woo. It is a kind of bliss. Man takes it as a kind of happiness, as something that gives solace. Man believes that it will give him solace, that the act of lust, once the act is done, man feels that it will give him solace, but at the end of the act, man becomes woeful, man becomes sad, he becomes dejected, he becomes he loses his feeling of satisfaction, he feels angry, he feels betrayed before a joy proposed behind a dream. Man thinks that this act is like a dream and that it will bring him joy, but contrary is the case. It is an act that gives nothing but despondency. It is an act that gives nothing but dejection, frustration, unhappiness. All this the world well knows, yet none knows well. And this is something, this connection of man to lust, and what lust can lead to, what kind of unhappiness lust can lead to, this is something that the entire world knows, yet none knows well, yet nobody knows lust well enough to avoid it, to shun the heaven that leads men to this hell. Lust appears to be like heaven. It appears to be something that will give. It appears to be an act that will give happiness, that will give man a kind of heaven, a kind of pleasure. But it ultimately leads men to hell. It ultimately leads man to his destruction. It finishes man. It is something that very murderous. But the truth is that despite these facts about lust, nobody in the world has so far been able to avoid this path. Nobody has been able to avoid this path that looks heavenly from outside but actually leads to hell. Well, that's all for today. I'll be uploading the summary of this sonnet very soon, so look out for it. Until then, bye. Consider subscribing to this channel, and I'll meet you soon with the next video.